financial awareness. And he's the man.
Financial literacy provided by Hubert McIntosh.
CPA.
Financial literacy. Control your financial status.
Here's your host, Hubert McIntosh, CPA.
Good Sunday evening to you in South Florida again. Thank you for joining us. This is Hubert McIntosh, your CPA and a member of SOFA. SOFA, the Society for Financial Awareness, with one mission to help eradicate financial illiteracy in America, one community at a time. And I've joined with SOFA to bring it to this community. So thank you for joining us for Sunday School. Yes, it's Sunday school at night. So we're going to be sharing some great information with you. So get your pen, get your paper. You know, as we always remind you, whatever we're going to share, some may be relevant to you and it may not be directly, but it may be to a loved one. So don't keep us a secret. Don't keep us a secret. You still got time. You can go to the website, financialliteracy.info. Financialliteracy.info. Go link us from the Facebook page. Go like the page and share. Share with your friends. Share with your friends on Facebook that we are on. We are on for the next hour. We're going to be talking about financial literacy. Specifically, we're going to follow the theme, personal economic model. So we are in the studio, 954-792-1170, 954-792-1170. Call us with your questions, your comments, your feedback is always greatly appreciated, because if we're serving you, we want to know the best way to serve you. So give us your comments, give us your feedback. You go on the website, financialliteracy.info. You can make comments right there on the website. You can link to the Facebook page. You can make comments on Facebook. You can go to Twitter from there also. And you can link and you can tweet us there. And remember, I reminded you that YouTube page is live. The YouTube page is live. So if you go there, you click, all the recordings of all the past shows are on YouTube. So if there's a show that you missed, yes, you can check us out on YouTube. And even if you have seen the show, you can probably send a link to someone that you think it may benefit. We have spoken about different topics. We have spoken about college planning. We have talked about mortgage planning, tax planning, Medicare, Social Security. Oh my gosh, we are going through the entire financial phases. So if there's a topic that's on your mind that we may not have spoken about, comment. You can mention the comment on Facebook. You can email us. Remember, we also have an email, support@financialliteracy.info. support@financialliteracy.info. We're on with you Sunday nights 9 to 10, but you have 24/7 access to us. You can call directly 754-366-7311, 754-366-7311, 24/7. You can email us. You can link us on Facebook. But we are in the studio now. You can call us 954-792-1170. 954-792-1170. So we're continuing with the theme. What the purpose of the show? The purpose of this show, as I said, the number one, the umbrella part of it is that we're bringing financial literacy, because FINRA had that study 2 years ago that Americans were 74% of Americans were financially illiterate. And that was 2 years ago. And I can tell you, in my dealings weekly and daily, that number has gone up. That number has gone up where financial illiteracy is at an all-time high. And I can understand, because here's what happened. We are currently in the information age. So someone could probably say, well, there is no reason for financial illiteracy to be that high. Yes, there's yes and no. The data and the information is there, but here's the problem with that. There's so many noise. There are so much noise. So you go and you look up a certain topic and you even Google the topic. Oh my gosh, you see, you got 100,000 pages. You got 100,000 pages for one question. So you're caught now where you're like, okay, the answer is on page 1. But as you know, in page 1, there's only 10 answers there. There's 10 answers, and a lot of times we're not going to go to page 2, we're not going to go to page 3. So even though the information is there, the information is so crowded. It's a crowded space. So that's why we have come alongside you, where you have direct access to us. And if we can share some insights with you, something to jog your mind, where you can even reach out to us, let us do the research for you. We'll help you with that research. Okay? So what we're doing, the program, as I said, we are now September. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh, we've been on since January 1st. And some of you have been with us since day 1. We thank you. We thank you. Some of you have just been with us 1 week. We also thank you, because it simply means that someone is telling you about us. So we thank you. We thank you. So what our goal is to help each of you develop a personal economic model. Yes, it says personal, because remember, no economic model is for everyone. Each of us has unique circumstances. So your model, there are stuff that's generic, and there's stuff that's general, and there's stuff that's global. But at the end of the day, each of us has our own everyone has a personal economic model. But the challenge is, some of you may not have developed your model yet, but the model is there. the model is there, because remember what we speak about, and that's one of the common stories we have used on this show, that life is like a train journey. Yes, it's like a train journey. Our parents, when we were born, our parents bought our tickets. We get on that train, but we don't know where we're going to get off. We don't know where we're going to get off. As I said, some people going to get off at 30, some get off at 40, some going to get off at 100 or even later. Remember the statistics, I keep reminding you of it, that by the year 2050, there will be 4 million centenarians. 4 million people who are 100 years old or more, right? That's the good part of the statistics, because of medical science has improved the longevity. But when longevity improves, then it comes with challenges, because 99% of that 4 million people, they will have run out of money. They will have run out of money. whether by mistakes they have made or whether by failure to plan. So what we are hoping to do is that we can come alongside you, and if you care to, we want to help you develop a plan. We know some of you may not care to, and I'm just keeping it real. Some of you may not care to, but I also gonna remind you that the person who fails to plan to fail. Plan to fail. And that's just a fact of it. And that's just a fact of it. And remember the next saying, I forgot who was the author of this one. A fool, if you want to call it a fool with a plan is smarter than a genius without one. Yeah. So with that being said, this week was kind of solemn, and it makes you remember, and it makes me talking about planning. When we look at we prayed for those people in Houston and the surrounding areas in Texas, and as the storm continued through to Louisiana, you stop and you look at it and you see this tragedy. Our heart goes out to them. Those, some have lost their lives. Some have lost all their belongings. Some have lost everything that they possessed. Every single thing. Families, entire families. People cannot find loved ones. They cannot find parents. They cannot find their children. They're just missing. So these tragedies gonna happen. They're gonna happen. We talk about it, and we have said it before, that even going back to that train, if those people knew where their stop was gonna be, life would be easier, right? But none of us know where our stop. We don't know. We don't know where and when is our stop. But we can plan. And what I want to point out, because sometimes there's a little bit of myth or confusion out there where someone will get caught up into the thinking and says, well, oh, Hubert, you're saying that we should plan for this and plan for this, but basically on a day-to-day basis and a week-to-week basis, we're basically living paycheck to paycheck. What are planning you're talking about? How are we going to plan? How are we going to plan when we can hardly meet our day-to-day? And remember, I said to you, and I've said it to you before, I'm in no way advocating that it's easy. I'm in no way advocating that it's easy. Last week I spoke to you about the baby boomers. The challenge with baby boomers. Baby boomers is considered a sandwich generation, in the sense that baby boomers are taking care of their parents, they're taking care of their children, they're taking care of their grandchildren, and in some cases it's great-grand. And that's the challenge. So I see the challenge for baby boomers. And at the end of the day, we could all say, well, it's a challenge, so we're not going to plan. That's just a tough task, though, because remember, we have our current lifestyle and we have our future lifestyle. We have current lifestyle and we have future lifestyle. And if we don't plan, if we don't make any plans, it's like we're just resigning. We're just resigning to the fact that whatever happens to us happens to us. And you know that's not a good plan. You know that's not a good plan. So what I want to do is that we have to plan according to our personal economic model, in the sense that you may not have the same as your neighbor, but you have something. And if, as I said to you, I was trying to develop, showing you, give you an example of where sometimes you just have to tighten your belt. Like, for instance, if we say, well, whatever our resources, just using an example, and I tried to give you an example last week, whatever our resources, if we say, okay, we're going to take 10%, just using a formula, 10% of our resources to put towards our future lifestyle. So you notice I said percentage. I didn't say a dollar amount. So one person, 10%, maybe $100. Another person, 10%, maybe $1,000. But here's the thing I want to encourage you with. That $100 is $100 more than zero. Yes, it's $100 more than zero. So if you look at it, if you look at $100 per week, all right, some people may not be able to do $100 per week, but if you look at $100 per week, there are 52 weeks in each year. That's $5,200. You see, sometimes, but when you use it as $100, when you say $100, it doesn't sound like much. But when you multiply that by 52, that's $5,200. And if we use that for 20 years, think of that now, for 20 years, if we can save $5,200 in 1 year, in 20 years, think about that. That's $104,000. And that's just the saving. So what happens now if that money, if that $5,200 could go into a vehicle? Wow. You see what I'm saying now? Go into a vehicle, because go back to the rule of 72. Remember the rule of 72, because it says that the rule of 72, it says that any rate of interest that you have, if you divide it into 72, that's the number of years your money will take to double. So think about it this way. If someone it gets 6%, just use an example of 6%, that means their money will double every 12 years. You would take that 72 and you divide it by 6%, so that money would double every 12 years. So here's the thing now. Let's change it. We were using 20 years, but let's use 24 years since we're going to use that formula. So in 24 years, if someone was saving $5,200 per year, in 24 years times the 5, that's what? That's roughly 122,000, something like that. 122,000. But remember, we are using 24 years. So here's the formula to help you understand what the rule of 72 is saying. Because if at 6% a person can double their money every 12 years, if you look at 124,000 and you look at it this way, just for a simple formula, 124 years in 12 years, $124,000 in 12 years would double to $248,000. And in the next 12 years, it says it will double again. So, but when it says it will double again, it's not the 124,000 that's doubling again. It's the result of the first 12 years. So 124,000 doubling 12 to 248. So what happens in the next 12 years? It's 248 double to 496,000. Do you understand what I'm saying, what I'm trying to break down to you? And all I was using is $100 a week. So think of that, because when you were thinking about it, $100 didn't seem like much. But Albert Einstein says one of the great wonders of the world is compound interest. Because what compound interest is simply saying to you is that the interest is compounding on top of the interest. So you start with something, the next day the interest is there. Then the next day the interest is calculated on the principal plus the interest from the previous day. And I know sometimes I'm not saying it to confuse you guys, but I'm just trying to share with you how money works. So the difference with compound interest versus simple interest. Because when we grow up and we hear that, well, you borrow this money or what, you calculate interest. Most times you hear people calculate interest and say, well, it's 5% interest per year. But a lot of times when you hear that terminology, the 5% interest per year is simple interest. It's not compound interest. So when you are from the investing side, when you're gonna look into an investment, what you want to find out, one of the greatest things you can identify in any investment is compound interest. But here's what else is more powerful. Compound interest that doesn't break down. It's just continued. There's no breakdown of it because it's continued breakdown. It continues. And that part can be a challenge sometimes, is how you're managing your affairs. What kind of vehicle have you invested in? So basically where you have compound interest that's not broken up into pieces. The stream of compound interest continues. So this is why I tell you that it's very important that whatever you do, seek professional guidance. Seek professional. I know the internet has a lot of temptation there where you have stuff like E-Trade and they tell you, well, you don't need any advice, or you just go on and you just invest on E-Trade and, you know, different things and EFTs and different stuff like that. But remember, if it was that easy where you just go on E-Trade and you just plug in your information, nobody would fail. Nobody would fail. If nobody would fail, there would not be any reason for financial advisors. Why do you think Wall Street is such a large entity, a large conglomerate? You know, Wall Street has its plus and its minus. Don't listen to people telling you, well, everything on Wall Street is bad or everything on Wall Street is good. It's just like anything else in life. A motor vehicle can be good, a motor vehicle can be bad. It's just that you have to identify and you have to know the difference. Nothing in of itself is just pure bad. You know, well, that might be too wide of a statement. But most things has good and bad. But the key part is for us to identify the good in it. So I just want to remind you of that, because here's the thing. Remember, we talk about lifetime capital potential. If when someone starts a job, right? If when someone starts a job and someone meets you on the job on the first day and says, well, you're going to be working here for the next 30 years, you know, you're making $50,000 per year. Well, if we don't give you any interest in 30 years, you're going to get $1.5 million. But nobody does that. An employer just doesn't come to you and says, okay, for the next 30 years, you're going to make $1.5 million. They quote your salary by the year. So you're calculating, well, I'm making $50,000 a year. they're going to take tax out of it. Then I have to pay rent, mortgage, car payment, blah, 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 blah. And you list all the things. And at the end of the day, you have 50,000 in income and you have 50,000 in expense. So you say, wow, I can't save anything. I can't save anything. Nothing. And I'll just go through life. But remember, your $1.5 million is going to pass through your hand in 5 years, in 30 years. $1.5 million. And someone will say, well, I will never have access to those kind of money. Really? But I just broke it down to you. 1.5 million is going to pass through your hands in 30 years. If you were going back to that same 10% formula I was giving you, if you take that 1.5 million and you save 10%, don't you realize that your savings just from that is $150,000? And that's without any compounding interest or anything. That's just the pure 10% from your salary. That's $150,000. And if we go back to the formula now, remember the formula I gave you, where money is doubling every 12 years. So in 30 years, that money can be doubled 2.5 times. And yes, I know the question you're going to say, but Hubert, we don't have the 150,000 at the same time. Yes, I know you don't have the 150,000 at the same time, but you can have 5,000 every year. I'm just using the 150 as an example. I'm just using it as an example because I'm going to be speaking to some of you teachers. And mostly teachers. I'm this one now. This statement is going to be mostly for teachers or for even people who are in the Florida retirement system. Because what happens sometimes in the retirement system, you have developed and you have credits developed in the system. And whether it's in the retirement system or not, I'm just talking about people who may have a pension and where they're going to retire at a certain time and they have a certain amount of money. And what happened, one of the trap in not getting professional advice, where someone who's going to retire at 65 and they says, okay, in my retirement plan, well, I have 200,000, 250,000 that they save over the 25 or 30 years. And the company promised me that I'm going to get a pension of $1,800 a month for the rest of my life. So what happens there now? They take the $1,800 and not even calculate it because it sounds like it's a gift because it's $1,800 a month. And then when you really check it, that's $27,000 a year. While that same person was making $45,000. That same person was making $45,000, but they promised a pension, and what they heard was the part that for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. Oh my gosh, I tell you, Sunday nights, the 9 to 10 is the fastest hour in the week. Here it is, we are just getting warmed up and half the program is already gone. So remember where we left off. We're going to pick up that from the retirement and we're going to talk to you about wealth transfers, okay? So stick and stay with us. We're going to be right back.
Search for insurance, but grew frustrated with the high number of options.
Oh no, what am I gonna do?
Then Bob contacted the McIntosh Insurance Agency.
Bingo!
The McIntosh Insurance Agency helped Bob get affordable insurance that fit his unique needs.
Oh, I'm happy I found this guy.
Be like Bob. Go to McIntoshinsuranceAgency.com or give them a call at 561-300-2444.
You won't be sorry.
Remap Accounting Firm offers a wide variety of affordable accounting and tax services. We can help you develop your budget and manage your cash flow. We help families and businesses save money on taxes. Listen to our satisfied customers.
It's good to know that the success of our business is important to Remap. We're confident that Remap sees us as more than just a client.
Contact us at remap.com or call 561-623-0241.
Looking to make your business or service more financially literate? Contact us and we can make it happen. Advertise on our weekly program to be showcased to potential clients all over Jamaica and South Florida. Call us at 754-366-7311 and we can help you and your business or service grow. 754-366-7311. 754-366-7311.
Get up with Lifeline Tax Incorporated for tax preparation and tax planning services. Lifeline prepares all forms of tax returns.
1040 personal, corporate S&C, partnership, trust returns,
And all other federal forms. Go to lifelinetax.com or call 561-244-0062.
Contact us to help you with your lifeline to a better tax future.
Go to lifelinetax.com or call 561-244-0062. Would you like your business to maximize its return on investments? Then contact Wealth Management and Distribution Group. Wealth Management and Distribution Group will help you minimize your tax liabilities. It doesn't matter if you're an individual, an entrepreneur, or a small business. Protect your assets for you and your loved ones. Maximize your return on investment with Wealth Management and Distribution Group. Get more information at WMADG.com or call 954-701-4730.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking and staying with us. This is Hubert McIntosh, your CPA, a member of SOFA. SOFA, the Society for Financial Awareness, with one mission: to help eradicate financial illiteracy in America, one community at a time. And I've joined with SOFA to bring that message to this community. So thank you for joining us. Remember, you can visit us on the web, financialliteracy.info. Financialliteracy.info. You can link us there. You can go and you can link us from the Facebook page, directly. You can go to Twitter. You can tweet us. You can go to YouTube to listen to the previous shows that we have. We have recorded all the shows from January. You have the website. You have the email address. You can email us support at financialliteracy.info. Support at financialliteracy.info. We're in the studio. You can call us 954-792-1170. 954-792-1170. We are well aware of, planning sometimes. Planning sometimes is not the easiest topic. It's not the easiest topic, but I can tell you this. If you can grab a hold of planning, oh my gosh, you're gonna save yourself so much challenges. But it's not easy. It's just like going to the gym. It's just like going to the gym, Going to the gym, you go to the gym, you leave the gym, you feel so good. But sometimes getting ready to go or wanting to go, it's the hardest thing to do. But when you go to that gym and you leave that gym, oh my gosh, you feel so good. You feel so good. I don't think I've ever heard somebody who left the gym make the statement and says, I'm sorry I went. You know, I don't think I've heard it, because you feel so good when you leave the gym. You feel so good. But getting to the gym, oh my gosh, I know some of you may be laughing because that might be easy for you. But for most of us, getting to the gym is not easy. It's a very hard thing. It's just the same with planning. Because here's a challenge with planning, especially financial planning. Here it is, I'm talking to you about 20 years, 25 years, and you're like, oh my gosh, Hubert, are you killing me? 25 years, 20 years. You want us to think about 20 years? Oh my gosh. Well, I tell you, if that is a challenge for you, I would assign you an assignment. I would assign you an assignment. And if you want to take this assignment, where one weekend or one day or one afternoon, you go into a library. Go into a library or one of those places where senior citizens may hang out. And you just do a little survey. You don't have to do much. Try speaking to 5 seniors. 5 seniors. Let's use seniors who are over 70 years old. So here's an assignment I'm giving you. 5 seniors. So you choose the place you want to go, but I'm pretty sure most of you can find 5 seniors over 70 years old. And your little survey, if you think what I'm saying to you is hogwash in the sense that we're talking about 20 and 25 years, you ask those seniors, what are some of the regrets that they have? And I can tell you one. I'm telling you the answer you're going to get right now. I'm going to tell you the answer you're going to get right now. One of the top answers you're going to get from those seniors is that I wish I had planned better. I wish I had planned better. I'm telling you, I'm seeing this every day. I have a client. I got to be careful. I don't want to, because this client is in his early 80s. And he knows himself. This man lived in New York, worked at New York Life Insurance Company. New York Life Insurance Company. You know, he allowed me. He said I can talk about it. 82 years old. Worked at New York Life in New York. Top salesman for more than 30 years at New York Life Insurance. I do the man taxes and I ask him. I always make it a point of my duty to ask seniors, because you can learn so much from seniors because they have been through it. And I asked this man, what are some of the things you'd have changed in your life? Oh my gosh, the man didn't even hesitate. The man says, I'm top salesman in New York Life for more than 30 years in New York. And I wish I would have taken out more life insurance on myself. You hear what I'm saying? This is not a man who's dead. He's not dead. He's not a dead man. I'm talking to you. Because a lot of you sometimes think that when I mention life insurance to you, I'm talking about death. You see, what happened when this man is now 82 years old? What happened when he was selling life insurance in New York? Remember, go back. Man is 82. Man started selling life insurance in his 20s. That's 50 years ago. They didn't have the new type of life insurance. They had the old type of life insurance. There was no living benefits. There was no acceleration. There was no insurance investment. Life insurance was just life. You bought it, you die, your beneficiaries get the money. But that was 50 years ago. I started sharing you with the phone. Remember, I used the phone example. Come back. The first cell phone was 1986. That's 31 years ago. The first cell phone. The internet, 1996. The internet is... Oh, would you believe that the internet is only 20 years old? So you take this man, 82 years old, 20 years ago, that's just 62. So he was not, the internet didn't come about until this man is 62 years old. So here's the challenge. The man said, I wish I had. Because what happened? He didn't know that the changes were gonna come. He didn't know, so he thought life insurance. No, the man is, he says, Hubert, that's what I wish. I wish I had bought more. So I bring these things, I share these stories with you so that you can look into your life and you can make a plan. You can make a plan, okay? But I was quickened. I felt a little guilty because I've been talking so much about the baby boomers that I believe that I have neglected the other generation. So I want to apologize to them right now, especially you Gen Xers. Especially you Gen Xers, you felt left out because you're thinking, oh my gosh, he's just talking about baby boomers. So Gen Xers and millennials, I apologize. So let me break it down because, some of you don't even know the difference, and that's okay. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong if you don't know the difference. We're here to provide literacy to you, so we're going to share with you. Millennials, let's start with baby boomers. Baby boomers are people who were born from between 1946 and 64. That's baby boomers. 1946 and 64. So the oldest baby boomers we have now, they are 71 years old this year. They're 71 years old. The oldest baby boomers, 71 years old. So you take it, 46 to 2017, they're 71 years old. Those are the oldest baby boomers. The youngest baby boomers are 53 years old. Okay? So what that being said, why you think I talk about them so much? Because in the sense, you have baby boomers. Those are people between 53 and 71. You know what's going through their mind? They are thinking it's too late for them. But that's a myth. You know why it's a myth? That's 53 to 71. Some of those people are going to live another 50 years. Some of them going to live another 50 years. So if you're sitting here today thinking that your life has ended, it's too late for me to make any plans, you better think again. Some of you have 50 more years or more. So that's the baby boomers. Let's talk about the Gen Xers now. Gen Xers. Gen X. When you hear the generation Gen X, Gen X are people 1965 through 1970. Those are Gen Xers. Yep, Gen Xers. 65 through 79. Okay. The millennials now. The millennials, possibly. Prior to now, the baby boomers is going down as one of the greatest generation. But let me tell you something. And baby boomers, don't feel bad. The millennials, oh my gosh. The millennials, they are something else. The millennials are from 1980. It's people who born from 1980 to 2000. Right now in America, the largest generation right now are the millennials. They're 85. I don't know why. I just think some of you need to know the statistics. I'm just sharing statistics. There are 85 million millennials in America this year. 85 million. Baby boomers come next. There's 79 million baby boomers. So 85 million millennials, 79 million baby boomers, and 60 million Gen Xers. 60 million. I don't know what happened during that period of time. I guess there was this boom. And then people from 1965 to 79, it says we're just gonna have less. We're just gonna have less kids. And then 1980, they says, wow, we made a blunder. We're gonna start having more. So I don't know. Just putting a little humor there. So what I want to say to you, especially baby boomers, for those of you who feel like it's too late for you, if that's your conviction, you have an opportunity then to speak to the Gen Xers and to the millennials. You have an opportunity to speak with them because some of them are your children, some of them are your nieces, some of them are your nephews. So you have an opportunity to help them. Okay? All right. So, this is Hubert McIntosh, your CPA, member of SOFA, the Society for Financial Awareness. We're in the studio, 954-792-1170, 954-792-1170. You guys are not calling. I don't know if I'm just dropping too much shocking things on you. But I'm here. I'm here for you. I'm your brother. You know, some of you my brothers, some of you my sisters, some of you my mothers. I am here for you to help you. So the next topic we're going to talk about now. Last week I introduced it to you. Major wealth transfers. Major wealth transfers. What does that mean? Last week I introduced the topic to you. There are 5 major wealth transfers. I'm going to talk about the 5. I'm going to give you the list, and then we're going to dive into each individually. You know, as you know, there's just so much you can share in 1 hour. I can introduce you to things, but as you become more aware, then you can reach out to us and we can provide additional information to you. If we don't even have the answer to some of these things, we will guide you accordingly. Okay? The number 1, mortgages. A mortgage is one of the biggest major wealth transfers. And I know it's a topic that can be controversial, because people have different philosophies regarding mortgages. Okay, one of the common thing you hear someone says, well, I want to get out of debt, so I want to pay off my mortgage. There's nothing wrong with that statement. There's nothing wrong with that wish. But to make that decision, you need to evaluate your situation, because that answer is not a one-size-fits-all. It's not a one-size-fits-all. Sometimes it may be beneficial for some to do it. Another time it may be beneficial for others not to do it. So, you know, you have these things, and based on the marketing, and this person is pushing this, oh, get a 15-year mortgage, get a 17-year mortgage. And people are doing these things and not getting professional opinions so they can evaluate their situation. So I am not here to tell you it's wrong or it's right. That's not what I said. Please don't tell anybody that you heard this guy says, oh, you shouldn't. I never said you shouldn't. I said you should evaluate your situation. Okay? Mortgages. Another misconception regarding mortgages, because it's out there, reverse mortgage. Someone will hear and says, oh my gosh, never let anybody tell you about reverse mortgage. It's the worst. It's the worst. Really? Remember, anything you knew or anything you know about reverse mortgage. If your knowledge about reverse mortgage was prior to 2010, you don't know anything about reverse mortgage. The reverse mortgage was completely revamped, completely revamped. Reverse mortgage now is a government program. It's a government program. It's not a private program anymore. So if you knew about it when it was a private program, then you know you don't know anything. It's a government program. And someone may say, okay, so just because it's a government program, that doesn't make it good. Then if that's going to be your stance, if that's going to be your response, then that means, what are you going to say? Everything the government does is bad? It's sad if that's the way someone thinks. Then I just believe, I just believe you're living in the wrong country. Then, if that's what you believe, if someone even say, "Oh well, the state of Florida, the government in the state of Florida is just bad," but if you're living in Florida and you feel that way, then you're living in the wrong state. One of the more secured environment or secured organization we have to help us, because there are guidelines, there are restrictions, are government. And sometimes we think that government should be perfect. And I'm not talking no either side of aisle. I'm not talking Democrat, or I'm just talking government in general. Without government, can you imagine the world that we would live in if there were no government? Oh my gosh, that would be anarchy. So what am I saying now? Not getting too far down the rabbit trail. Reverse mortgages are now managed by the government. So whatever you knew before, you need to get advice. Taxes, number 2. With the taxes, oh my gosh, there's so much about taxes. There's so much about taxes. People are claiming 8. People are claiming 9. They should only claim 0. They're claiming 8. They're claiming 9. People are claiming 0 when they could have been claiming 5. People are so confused with claiming. I see it every year. People are wondering, why didn't I get a refund? Oh my gosh, you didn't get a refund because you claim 8. You see, these are the things. So people are doing things and they're wondering why this is not happening. Then on the other side now, you have the person who's claiming 0 and they're bragging that they got $10,000 in refund. Listen, if you're getting $10,000 in refund, that's just bad financial planning. In other words, you know what you do when you get $10,000 in refund? That means you gave the government $10,000 to keep for you, and you didn't get any interest. Because the last time I checked, the IRS don't send interest with your refund. If you guys know about that program, let me know about it. IRS don't send interest with your refund. Number 3, qualified plans. People are confused about this also. 401k, IRA. Remember, folks, 401k is a section of the code, the Internal Revenue Code. IRA is a section of the code, 408. You have 408, you have 408A, you have 408B. IRA is under 408. Then you have the 401k. And most people, to be honest with you, that's the only 2 things they know. But think about this. The Internal Revenue Code has 80,000+ pages. 80,000 pages. Do you think there may be other things in the code that you may not be aware of? Because if all you hear about 401 and 408, you have heard about only 2 things. That's two pages. That's 2 pages of the Internal Revenue Code. You heard about 401 and 408. And I'm telling you about a code that has 80,000+ pages. You don't think there may be other things in there that may be more beneficial to you? That's why I keep encouraging you, get professional advice. I know a lot of you, I'm talking to you, yes, you feel like you're just so smart that you just go and you buy a TurboTax software for $29 and you think you're doing so great because you're just going to put your information into TurboTax. Oh my gosh. TurboTax is a good software. Don't get me wrong. TurboTax is a good software. I'm not saying TurboTax is bad. But if you think you don't know anything about taxes, but you're just going to buy TurboTax and you're just going to answer a few questions and you're just going to put it in. Here's the thing. With TurboTax or software like those, if your income is just straight, you just have income expense, you just have income. If you just have a W-2 income and nothing else, that's different. But if you have children, if you have cars, if you have houses, if you have anything that doesn't warrant a 1040 EZ, you may need a professional. But if it's a 1040 EZ, just being honest with you, no professional not going to really be able to help you because the 1040 EZ only has two numbers. Yeah, it only has two numbers. It has what you make and what was deducted from your salary. So if that's your situation, yes, you're okay with TurboTax. But you have houses and some of you are even small business owners and you're using TurboTax, So number 4, college planning. Oh my gosh, this is such a wide topic, college planning. Oh, and let me remind you, September 26th in West Palm Beach, we're doing a college planning course at Kaiser University in West Palm Beach. For those of you who could join us, we'll be there September 26th at 6:30 p.m. We have a college planning course there. And so we'll tell you more about that. But there's a lot about college planning. College planning is one of those confusing topics where people think that college planning is just about financial aid. But it's not about financial aid. It's a wider topic than just financial aid because you have college planning in the sense that where do you get accepted? Because you could get all the aid you want. If you're not accepted, what's the benefit going to be? So there's a wider topic. And then the next one, major expenses. People are buying cars, different type of cars, and they are buying the cars. Sometimes you're buying the car cash, you're buying the car paying $5,000 down. There are different ways to buy it, where sometimes you're giving up the opportunity cost. So there's so much. So just remember, we are here for you. So visit us on the web, financialliteracy.info, financialliteracy.info. Email us support@financialliteracy.info. Go to Facebook, like our page, share our page with your family, share our page with your friends. You have direct access to us, 754-366-7311, 754-366-7311. This is Hubert McIntosh, your CPA, a member of SOFA. Thank you for joining us. We are on every Sunday night at 9 o'clock. See you next week. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Financial literacy with Hubert McIntosh on Waves 1170 has come to an end. Don't be mad.
He'll be back next week.
On www